What if I told you there's a place so haunted, even ghost hunters refuse to step inside? A place the government tried to erase, where the walls whisper and something inhuman wears the faces of the dead. They sealed it shut in 1942, but it never stopped feeding. And now, it's calling to people again. You won't believe what really happens inside the Blackridge Asylum if you dare to watch till the end. Did you ever hear about the asylum deep in the woods of Blackridge County? Most people haven't. The town erased it from the maps. Locals pretend it never existed. But if you ask the right person, someone old enough to remember, they'll tell you to stay far, far away. Because something inside that asylum never left. And if you go looking, it might just follow you home. It opened in 1923. Blackridge Asylum was meant to treat the mentally ill. But it quickly descended into horror. Overcrowded, underfunded, patients locked in the basement for days, lobotomies without anesthesia, doctors who disappeared, nurses who swore they saw shadows crawling across the ceilings. One patient, a girl named Lillian, scratched the same words into her walls. He walks when the moon is gone. By 1931, the staff began to speak in whispers. Doors locking on their own. Cold spots that followed people. Voices from nowhere. The head doctor, Harold Greaves, kept a journal detailing it all. Then he vanished. All they found was his journal. Left open to a page that read, "I've seen the face behind the wall." We're not alone. Patients started dying. One drowned in an empty tub. Another was found locked in a closet, eyes missing, smile carved into her face. No one had entered or left the building. A nurse hung herself in the break room. She wrote one message on the wall in blood. It watches from the dark. In 1942, the government shut it down. Officially, budget cuts. But locals say the stories spread too far. Too many people never came out. The windows were boarded, the gates chained, the place left to rot. But legends never die. In the 70s, a group of teenagers went inside. Only one came out. Ryan Keller. He never spoke again. Just screamed. Every night until he died in a psychiatric ward years later. He clawed at his throat, begging them to take the voices away. And he kept saying the same thing. The girl in the basement. She's still bleeding. Urban explorers tried filming inside. Their footage always ends the same. Static. Screams. A shape just behind them. Tall, hollow-eyed. One YouTuber vanished after uploading his video. Another was found whispering to the wall, carving into his skin. The hunger never ends. And still, people go. They think it's just a story. But the asylum doesn't care what you believe. It waits. It remembers. It feeds. Sarah Dawes spent one night inside. She came out with white hair and no eyes. Said she gave them up to escape. When asked what she saw, she whispered, "Lillian." No record of Lillian exists. No birth certificate. Just her name, carved into the walls of room 22, over and over. Lillian. 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 Next to a crude drawing in dried blood. A door without a handle. A mouth full of nails. Paranormal experts call the asylum a convergence point. A place where the veil between life and death has thinned. But those who've been there say it's worse. Not a ghost. Not a demon. Something older. A thing that wears people. That speaks in voices it steals. And the deeper you go, the louder it becomes. Marcus Vail was a skeptic. He live-streamed his visit to prove the legends were fake. His camera glitched. His mic caught breathing behind him, and right before the feed cut out, he turned to the camera and said, "It's wearing my face. They never found him. The building still stands. Vines choke the walls, windows shattered. But if you pass by just before dawn, you'll see someone in the top window." Eyes wide, mouth open in a silent scream. They say the asylum calls to certain people. Not everyone hears it. But if you do, it's already chosen you. So laugh if you want. Say it's just a story. But if you ever find yourself driving down an unfamiliar road, deep in Blackridge County, and the trees grow too quiet, and the sky turns wrong, ask yourself why the gate is already open, and when the air goes still, when your breath fogs, even in the heat, when you hear a child's voice whisper your name, don't turn around.